Hello, all of you gorgeous, beautiful, amazing souls. I am so excited to be with you today. My name is Natalie Schlute. I am your manifestation coach, your spirit guide channeler, and today is all about law of attraction techniques. I'm going to be teaching you about scripting, how to properly script using manifestation techniques. I'm giving you some tips and templates as well. This is a really fun episode because it's a great tool that you can use in order to help manifest what you want faster. Now, the way I love to teach is to get really foundational level. So we also want to make sure that we understand that manifesting is about who you are. It's about how you're showing up every day, energetically, emotionally, with your thoughts and your actions. It's not just writing your affirmations. It's not just doing a scripting on a piece of paper and doing it every day or writing it or reading it every day. Those are tools that help you manifest. But the manifestation process is an internal experience. It's how you're interacting with the world, it's how you're showing up, and that's what allows law of attraction to kick in and actually energetically attract things to you. Because you, as a human body, a human being, and a soul, your energy that you're putting out into the universe is what draws things back in. So these scripting practices, they're just in addition to understanding that manifestation is so much more than just the one practice that you do. And I want to get that clear right away because I feel like a lot of people out there on social media and YouTube and so forth are teaching, hey, just do this one little trick, just do this one little scripting thing or this one visualization and all your dreams will manifest. And I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. It is so much more. It is so much deeper than that. But all of those things that they're teaching are typically really good. They are tools that you can use, right? It's as if you want to get into shape and you want to lose, I don't know, 30 pounds and you want to get ripped, you want to do a bodybuilding contest. And, it's not that you just do the one exercise. Like, I'm just going to do squats or I'm just going to do bench press and like I'm going to have the body that I want. It's not the one exercise that does it. It's how you show up every day for your life, to drop the fat, to increase the muscle tone, to work on your posture, to eat well, to sleep well, to get some sunshine, to feel good about yourself and feel confident. The work that you're doing, it's the whole thing that causes you to get the results. Just like your whole being is what causes you to manifest things quickly and well. And so with that said, we're going to dive right in. This is going to be really, really fun. I'm giving you my top 10 tips. So these are 10 tips for scripting that you can start to apply as you do this fun scripting practice to manifest more of what you want in your life. And of course, be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. You can also check out my YouTube channel because I have lots of playlists that you can binge watch on manifestation, on intuition, on channeling, on healing, manifesting love, and so many other wonderful practices. Plus, if you want to go a step further, I have an amazing free download library. If you go to natalieschlute.com, I'll put the link below. I have a free metaphysical download library with over 70 different downloads on guided meditations. I have workbooks, guides, all kinds of cheat sheets and wonderful things, videos, and so much more just for you. So before we get into the top 10 things you want to do with your scripting, we probably need to explain what scripting is. So scripting is a little different than affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you are programming into your mind as your belief systems. Now, with your scripting, you can use a lot of affirmations. You can use a lot of these positive beliefs that you're going to be throwing into your scripting. But scripting is really designed as if you are writing a letter in present tense about the future that you have already created. So scripting, it's really like writing a script, a whole story, so to speak, right? When you think of a script for a play or for a movie or for a book, that's the whole outline of what's going to happen along the way. And so your scripting is you scripting your life. It's writing the story of your life as if you've already manifested everything that you want. And so this is a really fun one to do. It's something that I teach in my online courses, and it's something that I have all my students do because it's really important. It's important to be able to write out what you vision for your life. It will change over time, but you can start with writing it and then reading it every single day, morning and evening, come back to it over and over again. Come back to it once a week, twice a week, daily if you want to, so that you continue to have this script in your mind and your subconscious starts to pull it in and believe it to be true, so that that is the person you become. You start to act and feel and think as that future version of yourself, which then automatically magnetizes what you want into your life. So the first thing to keep in mind as you're writing your script, be sure that you're not using the word don't. I don't want this. I don't have that. Because when it comes to how the subconscious mind works, we want to put everything into a positive tense, a positive statement. That's really important because the subconscious mind just hears the statement as a whole, not necessarily all the nuances within the statement that you're making. So if you're saying, I don't want something, often you just hear the thing, right? If I say, don't think about a purple elephant in your living room. The fact that I said purple elephant in your living room, you're still thinking about it, even though I said don't think about it. And so that's how the subconscious mind works as well. It's very different when you're just expressing something like calling in your angels or your spirit guides and you're asking them for something. You can say don't, that's fine. But when you're programming yourself, when you're scripting for yourself, when you're writing your affirmations, it's more ideal to cut out the don'ts and the nots and things like that and fixate primarily on what you do want. Fixate everything in the positive statement for specifically what you want to create in your life. The second thing you want to keep in mind is to avoid statements like, I want. When we say I want, we're saying we want something because we don't have it, right? The energy behind wanting is actually the energy of lack. It's the energy of not having. And since we live in a frequency, a field and an energy and in a universe where everything is energy first and foremost, the energy that we're putting forth is the energy that we receive. And when we say I want something, make sure that the energy behind it is actually coming from a space of already having. That's why when we do our scripting, it's in present tense as if you already have it. It's like the future version of yourself writing it. And so that scripting process, instead of I want this to happen, this has happened. See the difference? This has already happened is so much more powerful and feels so much better and is energetically vibrating at the same alignment as having and instead of wanting. When you say I want something, you want something that you don't have. So we typically don't, if you have a full plate of food in front of you, you're not going to say I want food. You're saying I have food, right? It's already there. And so these little tiny nuances really make a difference when you're doing all of your scripting and affirmation work. The third thing you want to focus on is keeping it in the present. So using your I am statements, I am this, I am that. It helps you to identify energetically with what it is that you want to have, right? These things that we're manifesting, these desires that we're bringing into our life, we want to feel as if it's now. And in the now, we typically say I am statements. So I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am successful, I am in the career that I want, I am in that loving relationship that I've always imagined. I am there already. When you say I am, it's in the now. It's as if you're already embodying it. You're already feeling it. You're already one with it. And that's how we collapse time. We collapse energy to bring things to us through the energy of law of attraction and manifesting. The fourth thing to keep in mind is that we want a level of certainty that no matter what, this is going to happen. It doesn't matter how long or when or how, but you are certain that things are going to happen. So you can even add that in as a statement. I am certain that this will happen. So if you're creating new affirmations for yourself, it has to be in a way that you're really trusting God, trusting the universe, trusting yourself, trusting the powers that be to bring everything to you in a divine way. So the more faith and trust that you have, the more you're going to be in energetic alignment as you're writing and reading and flowing with your scripting practice. The fifth thing that I recommend you do is to make sure that what you're scripting, what you're writing, what you're trying to manifest into your life is coming from a very high level place. What I mean by that is often we want the superficial things. We want the money, we want the car, we want the house, we want these things because we think they're going to make us happy, but they're really just coming from a place of our ego. And instead of living and breathing and trying to manifest from an egoic place, manifesting from a much more higher spiritual place by saying something along the lines of, I want this or something better. I want this or something that's more aligned with who I truly am. And coming from that place of trust, of wanting something for the highest good of all, for the highest good of my life, of my learning, of my education, for the highest good of the entire planet. Being more in aligned with God's will, right? What does God want for me? And how can God be expressed in the most beautiful, abundant way through me and through my life? Starting to shift how you're thinking and how you're feeling and how you're scripting to be more in alignment with the divine, with the soul, with the positive repercussions on the collective consciousness is going to be really, really important. And this is something that I always recommend when people start to get too specific. Sometimes people get very specific of, oh, I want my ex back. I want this one person and this is what I want. Or I want this one specific car or this one specific thing. And sometimes when we get too specific, we actually cut out all the other thousands and millions of potential opportunities that God wants to bring into our life because we're so fixated on one specific thing. And so when you wish for the highest good of all, whatever's going to be best for me and my ex, or whatever is going to be best for me in the life that I live, maybe there's a better car for you out there that's like has better weather resistance or something like that. Or maybe there's another soulmate that is going to be so much better than your ex ever was, and your ex has a better match out there. If you want the highest good of all, you're always going to get the best of the best. And so don't sell yourself short. Make sure that you're asking for the highest best and the highest good for all through God's will, through what's going to be in the best alignment for you and your soul's journey. The sixth point I want to make is that we want to reduce the amount of resistance that you feel. So if you're new to scripting, if you're new to affirmations, you can transition into putting everything into the present. Because sometimes if you're in a state where things have been going wrong for a long time, you've had a lot of hardships, you've had a lot of struggle, you're new to the manifestation world, or you're just feeling a lot of resistance, by putting everything in the present tense and in the now, it might feel too much of a leap. It might feel too big of a leap. And energetically, you just can't connect with it when you're writing those affirmations or you're doing your scripting. And so, in that case, I recommend transitioning yourself. So, transitioning into your affirmations and into your scripting by not necessarily doing it in the present tense, but doing it as if you're in the process, you're in the flow. So, I'm in the process of manifesting my dream career. I am on my way to finding my soulmate relationship. I am moving towards this. I'm in the process of that. And so the more you can use these transitional statements, and you can script this way, and you can also do your affirmations this way, once that starts to feel really good, you're going to get to a point within a few weeks or maybe even within a few months where all of a sudden that scripting just feels like, oh yeah, this is my truth. Like, this is so me. This is so where I'm at. I'm totally on my path. I'm totally moving towards it. And then at that point, you can rewrite your script. You can rewrite your affirmations in the now, because suddenly it's not going to feel such a big deal. You're already in the process. And then now, as you write it in the present tense, as if I am this, I have that, suddenly it's going to feel good. And so it's really important that your affirmations and your scripting feel good and feel in alignment with you, and they are believable. You have to be able to believe it on a deep level, because if you don't believe it, it's too big of a gap, it's too big of a window, and energetically you need to be able to match up with it. You need to be able to get close enough to it that it's going to be a training ground, right? Sometimes there are steps and levels that we need to work ourselves up to when it comes to our scripting and our affirmations in order to be in an energetic alignment with it each step of the way. Just like we can't get from a state of depression to pure bliss and happiness in an hour or even 24 hours sometimes, it actually takes us steps of going from, okay, depression to hopelessness to feeling angry and fearful and doubtful and worry, and then maybe some hopeful. We have to like step it up, right? We have to step up ourselves emotionally to go from depression to feeling genuinely happy about everything in our lives. And it's a process, it's a spectrum. It's the same thing with your affirmations and your scripting. You want to make sure that what you're writing is in energetic alignment with where you're at right now, but a little bit of a push. And then you can rewrite them again and then push to the next level and push to the next level until it feels more positive, more connected, and more in the present, as if you're already experiencing it and having it now. The seventh recommendation is to avoid too many details. Everyone's a little bit different with this, but you don't have to have a ton of details. This is the beauty of manifesting, is it's coming from an energetic space. So as long as you know how you want to feel in the future, you don't have to know exactly how much money you want to make or exactly where you want to live and all the details of the type of car you want, but you will know how you want to feel in that future car, how you want to feel in that future home, how you want to feel in that future career and in that future relationship. And so it's not necessarily important to get too caught up on the details. Some people love details, and that's great. And details work really well for some, whereas generalizations work really well for others. And only you can figure out which one feels right to you. And maybe there's a spectrum in the middle that feels good for you. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, I feel, where I have like big milestones and pillars that I want to meet. And there are a couple specific things, but then there's also a lot of general things, a lot of things that are just so open that I'm open to, but I know the feeling that I want to have in that stage of my career or my life or things like that. And so find a blend of the both. Don't get overwhelmed or stressed out if you don't have a lot of details, and don't get overwhelmed or stressed out if you do have a lot of details. But just know if the details are causing you to feel resistance, whether it's you feel the pressure to have a lot of details and you don't, that's not going to be helpful for you. Or you have a lot of details and you're super specific, but then you're stressed out because you're not seeing it and it's not there. Well, that's also a sign that you need to back off the details and maybe just focus on the emotional side of what you really want to create. Because no matter what, as long as you're doing your best to constantly train yourself to be in a positive emotional state, that is always going to help you attract more positive things into your life, more opportunities, and more things to be grateful for as well. The eighth point is the emotion is everything. It's one thing to write these things down and say them and repeat them in your mind, but if you're not feeling it, then you are not energetically, vibrationally, emotionally getting into it. You have to feel the feeling of happiness, of joy, of excitement, of peace, of calm, whatever it is you want to create. The more that you master the emotion, the more that you will bring what you want to you. Because emotion is energy. The thoughts just assist the emotions, right? And so that's the whole point of the affirmations and the scripting, is it's not that the affirmations and the scripting do the work. It's that the affirmations and the scripting of your life, writing it all down, is what helps you trigger the happy feeling. It's what helps you trigger the feeling of peace and calm and trust and faith in your divine path and faith in your future and faith also in your present moment for how good it feels right now to just be alive on this planet. And so emotion is everything. All of these scripting practices, they're just there to help you get to the emotional state. And by rereading your affirmations, by rereading your scripting, that is the part where you have to feel it emotionally in order for it to manifest. The ninth recommendation, this is a little key, a little trick, is that we can program our subconscious mind mentally, emotionally, and energetically much faster when we're in an alpha and theta brainwave state. What that means is when you get into a meditation or a hypnotic state, or perhaps you're really sleepy right before you go to bed, or kind of drowsy first thing in the morning, those are the ideal states to be rereading or writing your scripting, or even doing your affirmations, whether you're reading, writing, or saying them out loud, any variation of that. When you do this practice at those times, when you're kind of in that sleepy state, it's actually going to be programmed into your subconscious mind, into your subconscious physical body, energetic body, and emotional body. And that will allow you to align much quicker and much faster to your manifestations, drawing everything to you that much more rapidly. It's the quick way of getting results. And by quick, I don't mean necessarily overnight. Some people it is, but it will take maybe weeks or months instead of years. And that's really the beautiful part of this process. And last but not least, number 10, you absolutely must believe that this works. If you don't have the buy-in to the future that you want to create, if you don't believe it's possible for you, if you're not consistent with this work, then it's going to feel slow. It's going to feel challenging. But you have to keep taking action. You have to trust that God and the universe is conspiring for you. You must keep a check on yourself every single day and keep falling into the patterns of repetitive patterns of being that version of you that already has it all, of actually stepping into the shoes of that person, taking the actions of that future version of you. thinking the way that version of you does, emotionally feeling the way that version of you does, reacting to life the way that version of you does. And that's really when things start to change, is when you come together and you choose to align your soul with your higher self, with your human body in this 3D reality, in this physical realm that we're in, so that you really get the results and live the life that you truly want. You have the power. You just have to believe you have the power. You have the power to create something really beautiful. It's never going to look exactly the way it does in your scripting. It's never going to look the way it does in your visualizations in your future. Sometimes it does, and you'll have bits and pieces, but the majority of what you manifest is going to be miracles. It's going to be things that came in a completely different way than you thought, and it's going to still be beautiful and very fulfilling and very lovely and wonderful. But allow for the miracles to happen instead of getting stuck on the details and thinking that, oh, if I just keep picturing myself in this red convertible, I'm going to get that red convertible. Well, you might, but you know what? There might be something better out there for you. Or there might be something out there that's just as good and you can get it faster and you can still upgrade to that other thing in the future. So allow yourself to be in the manifestation energy of joy, of love, of experimentation, of trust, of faith, and believing 100% that all of this is working for you. And you have the ability, the power within you to make that happen. So I hope this helped you. I hope all these little tips and tricks were really fun for you. I thought they were fun. So be sure to check out all of my freebies and my free download library. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. If you want to binge watch a little bit more, be sure to check out all the playlists that I have for you on my YouTube channel.